road to World Junior glory begins for Team Canada.
Shoots, scores! Alex Formanton! And it's 3-1 Canada! It's a World Junior win in Buffalo!
This time around, the Canucks will fight to defend their title on home soil. But this is a much different looking team, with just one returning player from last year's roster.
Comtois scores! Maxime Comtois!
It's the first of 3 pre-tournament tune-up games. Canada, Switzerland, now.
Beautiful Victoria, BC. It begins our first look at the 2019 World Junior version of Team Canada, which includes the 9th youngest player ever to wear the Canadian sweater at this tournament, Alexis Lafreniere. The starting goaltender tonight, Mikey DiPietro, who already has a Memorial Cup win under his belt. Switzerland is the opponent tonight. One of their stars, Chicago draft pick Philipp Kurashev. Canada, Switzerland to start things off as we say hello, Canada, and welcome to the World Juniors, pre-tournament version anyway. James Duffy alongside Bob McKenzie, the first of 3 pre-tournament games for Canada as they get set for Boxing Day against Denmark. And playing at home means a couple of things. First of all, it is an advantage. 11 previous times this tournament has been held in Canada. Canada has won a medal every single time and 5 golds. But 2, it is a lot of pressure. It means everything to these kids to wear the red and white on Canadian soil. Chance to get their feet wet tonight. To get you set for it, Gord Miller and Ray Ferraro. Guys?
James, the last couple of years, Canada's had a really dynamic defense. You think about Thomas Chabot 2 years ago, the MVP of the World Junior Championship. Last year, Cale Makar was so good from the back end. This year, a very offensive blue line.
Offensive blue line, not as big, not as physical perhaps as some teams in the past, although they do have some rather large players. Evan Bouchard has started the year in Edmonton as a big shot, will be counted on for some real heavy minutes in this tournament. He had 25 goals last year. He's got 5 in 13 games this year. Noah Dobson, the Islander first rounder, he's a horse. He'll play big minutes. They'll use him all over the ice. Dobson will pair a lot with Josh Brook. Josh Brook's a second rounder from Montreal. An oddity in a right shot that plays the left side. For some reason that doesn't happen very much, but a mobile defenseman, the Montreal Canadiens took him in the second round. So I'm most interested to see this defense, Gord, how they handle the bigger teams, how they handle the cycles, how they handle the board play, because they are going to be able to move the puck.
Canada's roster is theoretically set, although nothing in stone until the night of December 25th. That's when the rosters are officially finalized. James?
Well, here's the lineup right now. I mentioned DiPietro starting in goal tonight. 12 forwards. Brett Leeson is out, got hit by a puck in the last scrimmage against the CIS team. They expect he'll be ready by the last pre-tournament game. Who are you watching closely tonight, Bob?
I'm going to look at Jared Anderson Dolan. He's playing his first game after breaking his wrist for the Spokane Chiefs. Nick Suzuki in the middle, but Alexis Lafreniere, the 17-year-old you mentioned it, 9th youngest player ever to play for Team Canada at the World Junior Championships. He wasn't on this team officially until Gabe Velarde couldn't be added to the roster because of a back injury. Lafreniere starts as the 13th forward, but this is an opportunity with Leeson out tonight to be in the top 12, to give it an opportunity to show what he can do. He's young, but he's got dynamic speed and power and all sorts of offensive ability and potential #1 overall pick in 2020.
Now, Victoria is home to Group B games at the World Juniors. They'll see USA, Sweden, Finland. Canada is in Vancouver, but Victoria gets 2 pre-tournament games to cheer on their boys in red and white. Drop of the puck next. Your starting goalies, Mikey DiPietro, he doesn't care. Really colorful kid, just got traded from Windsor to the Ottawa 67s before the tournament. And Lucas Holenstein goes for Switzerland. Gord Miller, Ray Ferraro.
All right, thank you, James. Good evening and welcome to Victoria, BC, the first of 3 pre-tournament games for Canada. We'll start against the Swiss, a team they beat in the quarterfinals last year, 8-2, en route to the gold medal in Buffalo, New York. And as we prepare to see these 2 teams, the Swiss have 2 forwards and 2 defensemen yet to cut, so they'll make their final decisions on the weekend. And as we mentioned before, Ray, the final rosters go in Christmas Day. In fact, teams could hold spots open if you have an injured player. So Canada, for example, Brett Leeson is not playing tonight. They expect he will be ready before the ready of the tournament. But should a player get injured, say tonight, and they wouldn't be sure, you could hold a spot open and add him at any point up until the medal round.
And where Canada just found out that Gabe Vilardi will not be able to play, and so he was omitted from the team. The Swiss have lost one of their top forwards too, and as was pointed out to us before the game, the difference is Canada can add Alexis Lafreniere, and the Swiss don't have the depth of players, so that's a big loss. They lost one of their top forwards just prior to the tournament.
The officials tonight are from the Western Hockey League. Sean Raphael and Adam Griffiths are the referees. Brett Mackey and Trevor Beaton are the linesmen. And we will see in this tournament, Ray, a different type of rule change that we've seen in the past few years, the late hit call that the IHF has instituted. So the best way to describe it, Ray, is that if you're able to avoid a hit after a player has passed the puck, if you don't, you'll be called for a late hit penalty. And we saw it in the summer at the IHF World Junior Summer Showcase. We also saw it at the Hlinka Gretzky Tournament in Edmonton, and it caused a lot of confusion, especially for players from North America.
Well, where you're schooled and coached to finish your checks, and I think the game's gone away from that a little bit, even at the younger levels into the regular junior teams that they play. But it's going to take a little bit of thought for the players not to, when you're on the forecheck, one stride, two strides, finish the check as you might normally. It's going to be a penalty in this tournament.
Luca Hollenstein will start in goal for the Swiss. He's an 18-year-old who plays for the Zouk Junior program in the Swiss Junior League. Has an .895 save percentage there. And meantime for Canada, it will be the 19-year-old Michael DiPietro from Amherstburg, Ontario. Won a Memorial Cup with Windsor in 2017, as James mentioned, traded by the Spitfires to the Ottawa 67s just before the training camp. And here is Christian Volven, the head coach for the Swiss, who wears his heart on his sleeve. He is not afraid to say what he thinks or show emotion. He's already pumped up.
Even when he doesn't think they can win, as he did last year when he said they had no chance against Canada, as we get a look at Tim Hunter, assistant coach the last couple of years here at the World Junior Tournament, coaches in Moose Jaw.
And so the process begins. We have seen in past years, Ray, in 2009 in Ottawa, Dana Tyrell got injured for Canada in a pre-tournament game. So the object here is to play well and be healthy. We're going to look at forward line.